Okay. Okay. Let me try something real quick. 1 second. All right. Let me pull off the. Let me pull off all the extra things that we put on the mic. Test. Okay, that got a lot quieter. I'm not going to be that quiet. You know how it is. Let's do it like that. Test. Hi, everybody. So, here's the deal. We got a couple of things going on. I have been sick for the last so many days. I thought it was allergies. Turns out it was kicking my ass a lot more than allergies should. And wasn't responding well to meds either, so I had to go with the full, okay, I'll just assume that I have a really bad cold or something, and just full send, take care of myself and all that. So I've been laid up for a few days, but as I've been getting back into the swing of things, I found that the only thing that I had, motivation to do was these VRChat time attack things. So, previously I hinted that I wanted to do some streaming of iRacing, and I haven't done that yet, aside from one test, for a number of reasons. But what I hadn't mentioned back then, and what I'm going to demonstrate now, is that I actually wanted to include all of the racing things that I do, which also involves VRChat. So, I figured right now I'm not recovered enough to get back onto... getting back onto the horse. I'm not totally recovered to do normal life stuff, but I can definitely do some time attack worlds in VRChat, of which I want to show one that I just discovered the other day. And also because I have a terrible time on it right now, and I think I could do a lot better, and I want to find out. Best way to get better is by doing, so that's what we're going to do here. Also, I have a show tonight, and I'm not totally sure if my voice is going to hold up for, talking with everybody and hanging out. So this stream is going to be serving a dual purpose there. Is going to be making sure that I can actually, talk and whatnot without losing my voice. Because, hey, that actually happened earlier this week. Just from a phone call, no less. But, I want to mention, you probably are noticing that I don't have as much movement on the stream today as I normally do. And that's because I wanted to try seeing if the Luppet software that I use for tracking my movement would track my index and maybe, hopefully, let my head move around. But it seems like it only catches it every now and then. So I might be a little immobile, like you can see, I sometimes move. But for the most part, I'm going to be basically just looking like a 2D model. So that's what's going on right now. We're gonna do this time attack world. I'll introduce it in a second, but since I haven't seen you guys in a second, I'm gonna let me hide my face over here for a moment so that I can do this. Oh wait, gotta unanchor it. Hold on, I got this. Hi everybody. Look, it's me in my racing gear. Look. Watch. Let me back up real quick. Marino Motorsports. That's my thing. See how that's my face right there? Racing with the SCCA. Not actually. It's part of the lore. Just go with it. Sepulchra Energy is our primary sponsor. Marino Motorsports, of course, is the team. And I can't quite turn myself, but there are other sponsors on my arms. Yeah, they're cool, but they're the arm sponsors. Anyway, we're gonna race today. We're gonna do racing today, but racing doesn't happen alone. It happens with a team, so I gotta make sure the team's ready. How you guys doing? I saw Numchai T come through. Let me pull up the chat so I can actually read the damn thing. Chimp, hello. The T has somehow yet to spill herself all over the floor, but we ball nonetheless. I feel that. Yeah. This is why we learn ASL. Real shit. Let me think. There's one thing I know how to say with ASL. It's like, I help you. That's literally all I know how to say. I think I've only ever used it in one situation, but I figured like that would be a very useful one to have if ever like, oh, I might not be able to communicate with somebody, but who only uses ASL, but at the very least I would be able to say like, oh, if there's something going on, if they're hurt or something, and like I can't communicate with them very well, I can at least let them know I am like actually going to help you, right? Yeah. Nah, man, this is not this is not through negligence or an inability to learn. This is quite simply just a matter of I've been interested to learn, but it's only come up in a couple of situations where I was like, man, I should really know that. And I just haven't had any, like, when you're out and about and you're just thinking, yeah, that's a good idea. That would be great if I had that skill already. And then you get back home and the rest of life just gets in the way, and you never come back and actually like put time into it. Yeah, that's basically how that went. As seems to be the case for a lot of languages in my experience, it's always like, oh man, it'd be super cool to actually like have a good grasp on a second or a third language, but then I get back home and it's like, okay, who's making dinner? Okay, I got like a set I got to prepare. It's one of those things where it's a cool idea, but it leaves your head as soon as it arrives, kind of thing. What up, Dubsu? Speed Racer? You don't know half of it. We're about to go fast. I just wanted to do a quick little like, hey everybody kind of thing. So before we jump into a car, let's go over the agenda for today. One, making sure that you guys are all good and that you know that you're probably going to hear me clear my throat here and there because I'm still sick. I'm going to introduce the course, and then I'm going to introduce the car, and as part of that, I'll be explaining what we're doing today, so you know what you're getting into. But to take care of that first one, thank you all for joining me. This is a last minute idea to do this. I need to put on background music that isn't the standard stream BGM because one does not race effectively without music, I've found. Let me pull off the background music. That way you don't get doubled up audio. Guys, we're going to grab the audio from over here. Okay, 2 seconds. Hold on. Because, like, if I brought it back in... Oh, shit. Hold on. That's my alarm for the dryer. But that's okay. The dryer can stay sitting. Just closing that one. Alright, let's get them tunes. Where the tunes at? What kind of tunes we listen to? You already know. It's going to be tunes. Let me see. I kind of want to do the MF Ghost soundtrack because shit's so good for this. Let me make sure the stream isn't going to get blasted. It might have been a minute since I last streamed, but it's definitely not, I haven't forgotten basic courtesy. There we go. This shit's getting copyright struck. Pull out the tunes, Liquid Gaming. There's tons of VRC worlds to learn ASL in a group setting. Yeah, I think I've seen some here and there. And I've been like, oh, that'd be so sick to do. And then, as I mentioned, like life gets in the way. I get distracted being like, oh, there's a world hop going on. Oh, there's a set that I wanted to go see. Oh, I'm getting bugged to go play Fortnite. That's never happened, actually. We don't do Fortnite out here. All right, enough about me. Let's talk about this world. So we're here at the Hiroshima Expressway world by Jintei13. You can tell because it looks like a Jintei world. Because it's got... where'd the cars go? There. It's got the cars with the poles. It's got the playlist These worlds always have built-in music. No video players, just for those who DJ. How we use video players where you can load in whatever link you want. It doesn't got those. It's just got preloaded music, driving controls, and of course the leaderboard, for which I have a time, but it hasn't been added yet. But it would have been, I think, 9th place there, because it's like a 3:59.5, I think is what I came in at. As you can see, some of the best are under 3:48. Looks to be kind of like the median time there. So we're going to shoot for that. We're going to try and shave 10 seconds off our time, or thereabouts. Let's see. This here is the... hopefully not confusing, but this here is the board where it shows the times that you and anybody else in the world is doing right now versus the leaderboard times over here, which were obviously committed on a previous run. This is a static image that's loaded in the world, right? And then this is a live board. This is how I'm going to indicate stuff in the world. I'm just going to go... So what we do to get started is that we hit the next race button, and you see that it pops up names, times, and the vehicles, so that other people in the world with you can also do the time attack. So like you can basically do not a race exactly, more like everybody gets to, it's like a typical time attack, right? Like everybody can be on the course at the same time, but you're going to be competing for your own time individually, right? Right. There's no positions here except who gets the fastest time. So let's oh, hey, let's look at the cars. So there's these here. We don't actually use these, but I'll show them to you. We got this one, and that... I'm kidding, I'm not going to do it like that. I believe that is a NSX. Don't at me if it isn't. NC1, I think that's what that is. Let's look at the next one over. I'll explain in a minute why we're actually not going to use these. This is the Aventador, Lamborghini Aventador. Myself, I'm not a big fan of Lamborghinis, but that's just a prejudice. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, I don't think, aside from the price, the loud-ass engine. Meh. This one is sick. I don't know. I haven't driven this one. It's an NA1. I don't know if that's... I don't know what, man. I don't know. It's just cool. It just looks cool. I ain't driven it, but... then, of course, for classic... old head driving fans, you got to have the Countach. I haven't driven this one either. I haven't driven any of these actually. The car that I use is actually at a different spot in the map, which I'll show in a minute. This one here, though, I'm curious. I'm curious what this one do. Let's see what it do. Hold on. We're gonna leave this right here. We're gonna hop on it. That's an aggro engine. Let me see what the volume levels are looking like. Ba. All right, so I'm plenty loud. You're probably actually getting doubled up audio. Let me pull this one off. There. So now it should get everything. Everything the computer is giving you. All right. Let's spin around a little bit. I already got my steering dialed in. Oop. I have a microphone over here. Let's move that out the way so I don't punch it. All right. Woo! Hey, that car kind of goes. Is this the riveting racing content you came for? Oh, fuck the Lamborghini, man. Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that. That's enough of that car. I just wanted to see what it would do. Oh, it's still moving. Oh, shit. These cars, if you leave them in gear, they'll actually keep going. You know, just like a real car. Where's my camera at? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's actually go and see the car that we're gonna drive today. The orange one is the OG NSX. That's why I liked it. There's another world that I have a leaderboard record on that uses an older NSX, like a shit looks like it's straight from the 70s or 80s. No idea about the history of that car. I just know that the model is cool. Every time I've seen them, even like the more recent NSX, like we saw over there. But I remember like that. I think that world is the high-speed ring world. We probably won't see that on stream for a while, if ever. But I remember it had like most of these worlds. They have like 5 or 6 cars, but that one had like 12 cars, and I tried every single one of them. The only one I liked was the NSX, and that was like with an older Skyline. That was with not a Mustang, the other one. I'll think of it. Oh, there was a older Corvette in there. There was a bunch of those like older cars, a bunch of JDMs, and nah. If it wasn't the NSX, I wasn't having it. Alright. Enough of this shit. Let's get into the car that we're actually going to drive. And I'm going to switch over the camera back to the Leopard capture. Yeah. That way you can see me all the time. So I can just keep this for POV shots. I would give you literally my POV without the VRC camera, but it'll probably be barfy because my head's going to be everywhere. So this little map here, Jintae's worlds often have this if it's a really big map. In this case, it's a giant map. So there's these teleport buttons. We're going to hit the one on the left here. And there we are, shopping mall district. It's a shopping mall district. Yeah. Our car is over there. Let's go fly over to it. This is the AP2. We saw the AP1 earlier. The S2000. Alright, we already got everything set up. We have our steering dialed in. We have our we have our music. Gotta hit it. And we have our there's one other thing that I always check. Oh, yeah, actually turning on the time attack itself. By default, these worlds don't have the time attack turned on, so that you can just kind of like cruise around and get a feel for the track. But once you turn it on, then some of the worlds, they actually like change how you drive, I guess, if that makes sense. Like this one will give you checkpoints, which is what we want. Newer ones have this thing where they actually like force you to stop at the start line and then basically start from a cold start. This one lets you do a warm-up lap. So we're going to demonstrate that now. Let me get comfy. And by comfy, I mean sit back in my chair a little bit. Wiggle the headset around. The viewport is really important for these. Excuse me. Alright. Fair warning, I will probably have a hard time getting to the chat. I will try every now and then, but since we're focused on getting a good time today, we're going to focus on the road, like a good driver does. Alright, we ready to do this? Let's go. We're going to go so fast. We're going to go so fast. Oh my gosh, we're going so fast. Oh, we're going fast. Ah, it's going so fast. I'm kidding. Alright, so this is the start. I want to get a little bit of speed though. Usually when I try to hit the handbrake around there, I'm doing it too fast and I end up spinning the car 360 instead of the 180 that I want. And just now that was the opposite. I didn't even do the 180. Alright, so track intro. I guess I shouldn't do this full speed. Let's go like 70% speed. So this one is very much going to be a lot of drifting around these corners. And it's just a lot of these like chicanes basically with the signage. There's like a lot of routes that you could take that have been blocked off specifically for the track. Because this is Expressway, right? Alright, I usually have an accident right about there. But we're going 70% speed. So we'll live. We always have an accident here. And you can see why. We'll get it. We have a big straight coming up. Not here though. Right here. So you got some more of this signage making chicanery. Oh! Yeah, since I'm not using my usual amount of throttle, I'm not hitting my marks like I was yesterday, but you're getting the track intro right now, so that's fine. Hey, every time I do a 360, you see a little bit more of the track, right? This one's sick. I like this one. This set of corners is... Big old carousel right here. This one's kind of tricky because it's not a symmetric circle, so right about here it actually gets tighter. So you have to start a drift and then you have to make the drift even an even tighter radius to follow that line. Otherwise you end up biffing it against some green barriers. When you get it though, it's just so butter, it's so good, it's so smooth. Oh. See how I missed all of them? Sometimes I bungle it against them. Not today though. This one's flat. This one's downshift, drift, little control drift. Alright. This one's a little drift, but... Oh, not there. Actually, it's past the golden tunnels. I call these the golden tunnels. This is like 8/10 of the way into the course. This is the drift through the ticketing gates. You can do a drift all the way through there if you place it correctly. Once I'm warmed up, I'll try and do that. And then you just fly through here and just go nuts. A couple more turns before the end. This one right here. Yeah, this is where we failed our handbrake earlier. Alright, starting time 4 minutes 9 seconds. Wow. Yeah, so our... Hey, let me scroll down here. Zeal. Wow, Clyde, focus on me, Clyde. Shut up, Zeal. Welcome in, by the way. Wait, let me catch up on all the chat real quick before I do the analysis and then go back into it. What else you got? Whoa. Factory White NSX is a legendary, reliable supercar from Japan. Yeah. I think the one that I used in the other world was purple, but I feel like there is a world that has a white one, and it just seems right. Great suspension, huge power to weight ratio for its class. S2K, bunch of JDM legends in the world. Yeah, these worlds are super big on JDM cars. It's rare that you'll find anything that isn't. And whenever you do, it's either a Mustang or a Corvette. And again, prejudice, but I don't like either of those cars, no matter what model. We're no longer priority up here cheering you on, Clyde Senpai, so don't crash. Go, shoot, go. Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, your trust was misplaced. Alright, let's rock and roll. So, we just did 70% speed. We could definitely go faster now that we're warmed up. I'm going to boost the music a little bit. Like that. Because the car loud. Alright, let's rock and roll. Alright, this won't be a hot lap because we're starting from cold, but we'll try and nail some of them turns that I was talking about, or some of them, we're going to try and nail some of the drifting corners I was talking about, where I basically didn't do that. I just hit the brakes and then skidded on through as best I could. Oh, I forgot that was there. Alright, head back in the game. This is what happens when I don't have a yerba. Let's see, this one I think I brushed the brake a little bit. Previously I've downshifted through there, but I think that actually cost me too much speed to do that. This one though, yeah, that's one that I really want to practice, because I always do that kind of like half-ass two things kind of thing. Because I need to downshift and then brush the brake a little bit and then get into a solid drift. Problem is, I do all of that, then instead of getting into a solid drift, I start one and then I accidentally regain too much traction on the tires and then I start it again, so it like loses me the fluidity there. I think it's because most of the time I've gone through that corner, I've ended up crashing it right against the barrier no matter what I've done. So it's too, I get trigger shy about it. This one I'm not even going to talk about. Most of the time I get that one sorted out just fine, and today I've failed it on both attempts. Whoa. Woo! Something fun I discovered with the driving worlds in VRChat. Let me get this one started real quick. I think this one I actually don't need to drop that much speed. I could probably do that faster. Tighter. Yeah, you see that? The barrier's coming out towards you. Right at the end there, there's a little spiral, basically. Oh. Anyway, something I discovered. In the time that I got familiar with doing the time attack worlds in VRChat, and then stepped away from that so that I could get into iRacing, which, if you're not familiar, is a proper racing sim. So I have a steering wheel, pedal set, direct drive, etc. All good to go for using it as my off-season practice for the IRL racing that I do. Of which there will be some events coming up soon that I'll get to talk about. Still gotta wait like another month before they actually get underway. But when I switched over to iRacing, I learned a lot about car handling that I was either like ignorant of or was misusing in the VRChat worlds. Not because of anything that like the worlds themselves are doing wrong, but just as like a kind of no-brainer thing. Brakes are very important. very important to apply correctly when you're driving and you're trying to push the limits of speed on a track. Well, thing about brakes, you can't always, like, it's not always 0% or 100% application. It's like I talk about brushing brakes. That's like when I'm just doing a little, like, just a little bit. You can just barely see that I'm touching the brakes there. And, like, you don't actually see me really losing speed there. Like, I might lose, a few kilometers an hour by doing that. But what happens is, more importantly, all right, let's start this next one. Yeah. The importance of doing the brushing of the brake isn't actually intending on slowing the car. It's shifting some weight towards the front tires so that you can get it into a corner easier. Like, I do it right there, like to partly keep the car controlled, because I could start that drift, but the car will go insanely wild if I don't brush the brakes a little bit there. Let's hit this one. Yeah. All right, let's try and do this one confident. I want to... Oh! Yeah, there you go. Okay. There you go. I probably could have kept that drift even longer, but, I mean, that gives us something to practice, something to refine. Right, but... Oh, found a barrier. So the thing about shifting the weight to the front, that helps you turn the car, but it also helps you turn the car in a way that's very controlled. Like, you can turn a car just fine by, fucking drifting it and just beating the hell out of your tires. In the real world, you don't do that because tires are a consumable on cars. If you beat them up too much, they're just rubber, right? So they heat up, they get less effective at what they do if you push them too hard. So you use other aspects of the car to achieve a good turn. Part of that is using its weight to your advantage. I'm just going to do this one careful. I don't want to mess this one up super hard trying to do what I normally do. Just do that one kind of careful. Anyway, talking about weight management with brakes. What you can do then, instead of just putting all of the work on the tires, is to have the weight of the car a little bit easier for the tires to manage. When I was first getting into all these time attack worlds, I didn't know nothing about really like being easy on brakes. Like, I drive cars IRL. At that time, I wasn't even remotely into racing stuff. I was just like getting started into it. So I had no like track experience to speak of. But like intuitively, I knew that like brakes are a mechanical thing that you can apply not in a binary fashion, but like on a linear gradient. So like you can give 10% brakes, you can give 20%. But if you can see the UI here in the car, you have the rev gauge that's really red right now because I'm pushing the engine super hot. You see the throttle gauge over on the right there, kind of a little bit blue. You can see that it jumps up and down depending on how much I'm giving for throttle. But now I'm applying the brake a little bit. You didn't see any gauge for brakes because there isn't one. And I had improperly assumed that that meant that VRChat worlds were a simplified model of the world in such a way that brakes were a binary on or off. Come to find out, that's actually only the case for the handbrake. The handbrake is either on or off. But your normal brakes, they're still being applied on a linear gradient. So you can give 10% braking, and you can even do it while the throttle's being applied, just like a real car, right? And just like you would do on the track, because there is at times overlap of braking and throttle at the same time, even though that makes no sense to a normal driver. Why would you apply the gas and the brakes at the same time? There's absolutely application for that on a track. So I discovered literally yesterday, while I was just kind of fucking around, I don't remember what exactly it was I was doing, but I had found some situation where I was like, man, I really wish I could like do not full stop brakes. And woo! Shit time, 4 minute, 1 second. Because I was trying to explain brakes and weight management. But anyway, I found out that you could just use a little bit of braking to control your car. Another thing that I learned in the same like when I had discovered that, I was kind of like, oh, I wonder if you can also, during a drift, help to manage the weight of the car by putting power down on the back in a rear-wheel drive car by putting on the throttle whenever you're trying to get the car to spin, and then you're like, oh no, it's starting to spin too much. Can I get it more planted by putting weight back on the back of the car? And I found out that it does that too. VRChat driving worlds are actually not too far off from the real thing. Alright, let's get this shit turned around. Enough from... Let me take off my professor hat. It's time for us to go check the chat and do another lap. Light braking, and then... I didn't damage the car there, I promise. Yes, I did touch the barrier. No, I didn't damage the car when I did. Alright, what's in the chat? What's happening? What'd I miss? What happened? That's exactly what you do. Drifting is a delicate art. Was 8 seconds better than the last lap. Hell yeah, thank you, buddy. Definitely an improvement from, not from our best time, but an improvement from the first one, given that we were doing 70% speed through some of them corners and definitely biffing it all over. So we had some mistakes here and there. That gives us stuff to improve. Bob Brandon, this guy's crazy. You ain't wrong. You're Badiz nuts. Zeal, you know what? Just for that, I'm going to make you a mod. I mean, I'm going to ban you with a mod. You're Bameka Swaraba. Need sheep wrap for the IRL racing. You know what? I'm not going to spoil anything, not going to commit to anything, but goddamn, I have a great idea for that. I actually have some iRacing wraps that are literally just me. Like the Clyde car. I have the Merida Motorsports car. Let me think. I have it for the BMW GT4, and I think I made one for the GT3 as well. But I always drive the GT4 because that's closest to what I race IRL. But enough of that. Let's do another hot lap. We're gonna build up a little bit of speed. We probably could go. Actually, funny thing. You've probably picked up on that the checkpoints, the colored checkpoints, they have different purposes, and you saw that the blue one there indicates the start of the time trial. The red one only appears after you've started, so we didn't see the red one just now. Man, fuck that fucking barrier. God damn it. God damn it. Let's do that over. Let's do that over. You didn't see nothing. Anyway, wait a minute. I am going back, right? Or am I going forward? I'm trying to go back. Wait a minute. No way. I just cheesed it. Whoops. I think when I bounced, I actually jumped a barrier and then went on a different part of the track. So we are going back, but you saw that I passed that checkpoint and it gave me a 30-second benefit. I'm going to not cheat. We're going to take this all the way back. Holy shit. Yeah, this is the one with the barrier that I've bitched about. Yeah, let's go back to the tunnel. That's so funny, dude. Holy shit. Jinte. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to cheat, man. I'm not going to cheat. I could totally take that home and have a top of leaderboard spot. But we're not gonna. Anyway. To be honest, I think a decent amount of cheating like that happens in the VRChat worlds, because it's competitive as hell, but it's not professional. There's only there's a limited sanctioning body for the time attack competitions, and they're all volunteers, they're all doing this for the same reason that we do any of the VRChat DJ music event shit. We do it for the passion. So I'm not gonna, not gonna be like, how dare they not like put, invisible barriers to prevent that shit from happening. You won't catch me saying shit like that. Like I know the game, man. Alright. Now we hop out the car, and then we hop back in, and that'll actually reset the time trial. And now we're back where we started. Yeah, but the checkpoints I wanted to mention, you might have noticed that on, actually no, I've only done 2 laps, and I stopped in between both. Whenever I finish one lap and I go to start the next one, like normally I would just, since it doesn't stop you in between them unless you choose to, you can go from like the full speed that you built up on this last corner here into the first straight for your next time attack, right? Basically hot lap stuff. Thing of it is, the checkpoints are actually so close that the time, I don't know what you'd call this, but like the UI for tracking what your time is, for what your checkpoints are, it takes a moment for it to clear out, and what can happen is most of the time I'm going fast enough by that point that I end one run, and then I go to start the next one and I pass under the checkpoint, but it never registers. So then I have to like stop myself and then come back and reset, basically do what I just did. But in the heat of like trying to get a better time after like 45 minutes of running these over and over. So what you're going to see me do, this next one, I'm going to try and just do one clean lap and then one clean lap right after it, just to kind of show it. But what happens is so like the red checkpoint would be right about here, I would brush the brake actually and then pick up the speed again, just to like burn a little bit of time, so that the time attack start checkpoint gets a moment to like clear out the car gets to like clear out the data from the last time trial. It's so fucking annoying that whenever like you finish one and then you go racing through like, oh man, that one was almost good, like let's do another one real quick, and then you go to pass under the blue one and it never starts, and you're like, it didn't make the sound, what the fuck? And then you have to full interrupt yourself to to get it to actually start your time trial. But by then you've lost all your speed. You have to do like the whole drive way back there to build it back up. Oh fuck, my bouncy ass couldn't keep it together, man. Alright, this one, I think I had a technique worked out for that one where I could keep speed, but I had to do a really tight drift, and I don't like to get that close to that barrier because I'm not super confident with drifting cars. I come from very much racing with grip turns. I do not do drift turns, and that's what I'm kind of working on here. We got a lot of room to play. It's it's not like it's hard to do on this course. It's hard to do for me, being somebody who hasn't done it, a whole lot. So, god damn it. As you can see, like that should have been an easy one right there. Fuck. This one is so squirrely. Many a time I've just spun the car, or I've bungled it against that barrier because I start the drift too late, so I don't scrub enough speed, yada yada. Every excuse under the sun I have levied against that corner. No, damn it. Don't you worry, we'll get it. My aim, in case it's not obvious, isn't to drive this careful, it's to really push it. So that's why I keep wrecking against shit. It is somewhat intentional. I am trying to drive the limit. And instead of like working my way up to it, I'm just... Oh god. I'm just pulling shit like that, I guess. I'm kind of like trying to challenge my nature, like something that you'll see when I get to doing a lot more of these streams with racing stuff. is that one, I'll make funny little sounds like that to help get through tight situations. But also that my style of driving is very precise, I'm told. My racing instructor had noted like that, yeah, I was absolutely right in my like self-assessment that my driving is really careful. Like I'm good at driving, good at driving safely, which has me on like the far extreme of like, well, as a result, I'm not a particularly fast driver. So like I'm working on like not intentionally being reckless or anything, but intentionally pushing the car a lot harder than I feel like I should be, which I imagine like through hindsight probably looks very like, no, you're doing okay, you know, it's you're just driving pretty all right for, you know, a racing driver, I guess, which to me is like, really, I feel like I'm driving like a crazy person right now. But I think that's kind of the thing, is like I'm trying to break my nature on how I drive, because I've been so used to a little bit of brake. There you go. You got to do that to catch that first checkpoint. And just speeding right on through it, it won't register. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of break my nature on driving so that I can, you know, push the limit better. Very nice. There we go. Okay, sick. We got that not yet locked in. It wasn't like smooth enough, but it's definitely better than it was. Little brush brake and full power. And this guy, I'm kind of like, yeah. So that one's still pretty wiggly. Keep it off the barriers though. But like I said last lap, that's something for us to iterate on. That's something for us to work on. And that one right there, you saw that I did take the drift a little bit tighter. I think I lost more speed than I really needed to. Right now we're a 2 2/10 up from our last, or from our best run today. No surprise there. I'm not really paying attention to the time right now. Normally I would be watching it a lot closer, but honestly, since the times that I posted today are so shit, like, it's not hard to improve on shit, so I'm not looking at it. I'm focused on specifically what I need to practice for today. This one I'm going to do careful instead of trying stuff. We'll come back to it later because I'm working on other corners. Like that one I wreck on a lot whenever I try something new, whereas I don't always wreck just because I'm trying something new on most of these corners. It's an opportunity cost to focus on too many things at once, you know, so I'm focusing only on the corners that I think I can actually make improvements on today. This one I might attack next. Let's bring this one home. Yeah, we lost way too much speed on that one. Yeah, we're gonna work on that one next. Because that one's real sick when you get it, but I've only gotten it like perfectly twice. I think one of them was the time that I did yesterday that got me the record time that I have now. Still only 3 minute 57 second though. Like, boop, 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 boop. So certainly room for improvement. Median time was 3 minute 48 second. This one, I think I could actually take... Well, that's a throwaway run. Anyway, I think this corner right here I probably could take flat. I'm going to have to come back and look at the footage on what happened on that one. I'm not totally sure what I messed up on it. You hit the wall. Oh, okay. That one right there is going to be the same story as the big carousel. Oh. This OST is like, I think I've had this playing through most of the runs where I've gotten record times. Alright. So that was 8 seconds off my best today. That's what happens when you spin out from a fucking wall collision. Alright, we're locking that one in, that's for sure. How about this one? It felt solid, but it felt a little bit on rails, you feel me? Like, we could probably push it harder. But right now I want stability more than anything. Alright, not too bad. Still not like smooth, but we got through it. We did it. We did it. We did it and we lived to tell the tale. Ooh. My butt is so puckered right now. I cannot get used to this feeling of like throwing the car around, sliding around and shit. Like, plus this car is incredibly responsive with that sort of thing. Like, it's not hard to get it to break loose. I think this one isn't prone to toppling over like some of the other cars in the other worlds that are often used for drifting. Fucking hell. Alright, we gotta come back and practice that one specifically. That one, I think I just need to anticipate the corner because I'm not anticipating it whatsoever. Most of these, I can kind of just like, I can let my brain relax and just like remember what they are as I'm coming up on them. Like this one, like I know that it comes out in the straight here. So like, you know, I'm not having to like think and plan ahead kind of thing. Some of these, like this one's fine. This one's fine. And I don't remember what this one... Yeah. Then this one, like, as soon as I see them little red barriers up there, I immediately am like, oh yeah, this is the carousel, so I gotta, like, set up for it kind of thing. But there's some corners that are legit, like, you really have to anticipate what it is and, like, start your turn before you even see the actual, like, start of the turn, if that makes sense. Like, literally, it'd be like coming around this corner, like, having to set up for the next corner before you've even seen it start. There's a couple of them like that. That one that I said that I need to practice, I think that one is going to be one of those. That's like, I just have to remember it's there and then starting to slide before we get to that point. Wonder who put those barriers there. It's kind of a precarious place to put them, don't you think? Let's do this one flat. I want to see... Okay, not flat, but... Ah! I'm on the barrier. Fuck. Okay, not like that, but... That's not what I wanted to do, but... I'm thinking the worlds probably have... Oh, shit. I think these worlds might have... like, tire lockup if you hit the brakes too hard. But you don't get any indicator of that. Like, it might... I'm thinking the physics engine probably, like, behaves as though that's happening, even if you don't get, like, an audio cue or, you know, anything to tell you that the tires have locked up. I haven't a good way to test that, though. I think that would be probably the last thing that I would anticipate being carried over from the real world into a VRChat racing world that I haven't, oh god, haven't tested here, that I've seen in things like iRacing or Forza Horizon or whatever else. Alright, let's go one more time and then I'll check the chat and get some water in my throat. Hurting. Alright, we gotta believe in ourselves. This is an anticipation corner right here. Yeah. Straighten that corner out. not awful. Holy shit. Ah! Okay. Not the anticipation corner, but an anticipation corner. Oh, you know what? I probably have to start that one. Yeah, I probably have to start that one before that hop happens, because one of the surest ways to lose grip on your tires is to make your car jump. So you can't fix that in midair, you know. You can't turn the car more midair. You just have to wait until you land. So if you overcook it like I just did, where you like start the drift too late. Alright, is this the anticipation corner? No, it's after this one, right? Like on that one, if you're not perfectly straight, you're just going into a barrier. As soon as that hop happens, no forgiveness. Oh, I love this tune. I'm gonna do this one 6th gear. Let's see what happens. There's a reason I don't remember what that reason was. I think it might have been because I couldn't get enough power down, like, yeah, on the back side of that, of the carousel there, when the spiral happens. I should probably practice that one a few times, in 6th gear instead of 5th. Yeah, because being in 6th gear instead of 5th, I think the car might be a little bit more stable there. This one I said last time, let's do it flat, and then I fucked it up. Yeah, so there I just brushed the brake and got off the throttle a little bit. Oh my god! Okay, so we'll do 6th gear through that one and through the big carousel. Holy shit, we actually saved 2 seconds even with this shit ass run. Let's fucking go. Oh, 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 oh. Gotta believe. Gotta believe. Taking a gate. Parking validated. Oh. Holy shit. Well. Let's check the chat. Let's check the chat. Wolfie, it's the legendary Clyde machine. Please tell me you didn't just join up right when I fucking biffed it so hard. Drift machine, what up, Jenny Taco? What's up? My fucking throat hurts so bad. Alright. Let me see. Hit a speed run skip. Yeah, I can't. None of them speed run skip. What I should probably do is let Jintai know that that's possible, you know? Because, like I said, you know, not naming names, but it wouldn't be the first time, even in this last year, that we've seen people find little skips like that and then use them to their advantage and then just casually not mention it except when they get braggadocious, you know? Classic, like, prison cellmate confession kind of shit. Like, yeah, that's the only way they would find out. No, I speak as though I'm staff or something. I just like the worlds. I like to put times on the leaderboards, and I care about people not doing cheaty shit. Yes. In fact, there was actually a thing. Let's run over to the leaderboard real quick. I'm going to use this as a little breather break. when you look at the leaderboards here, let me not give you double face. There. When you're looking at the leaderboards, there's the blue one here for the PC VR times. That's basically Index, HTC Vive, those headsets. If we just scoot over to this button here, we switch the board over to the Quest competitors. And then there's also a separate board for desktop competitors. Why would there be 3 different leaderboards? Because there's differences between the platforms. What is the differences? Glad you asked. Apparently, well, each platform allows for different refresh rates. There is a why does that matter? In theory, a higher refresh rate, as with first-person shooter games or any other quick-time event focused games, a faster refresh rate gives you an opportunity to move quicker than the person that has a slower one, because you can see more quickly whatever information is current, right? Because technically, every frame that you see is a little bit lagged of what the real time is. So the shorter that latency is, the better, right? Because you're never going to get 0 millisecond latency. So minimizing that is desirable. However, confusingly, there's actually a thing that in the VRChat racing worlds, because of how VRChat tick rate works, I don't know if that's like the right term, but that's the way I've been thinking of it, is something akin to like the Minecraft tick rate. What you gotta trust anymore? Anyway. Not anymore with you. Okay, back to class. This is why I'm not a professor. Music, come on, I get distracted. With you. So, what's the thing about refresh rate and leaderboards? Why is there 3 different platforms? Because refresh rate settings are different between them. For example, Quest has a minimum refresh rate of 72 hertz, I think. It won't let me switch back to the other platforms' boards. But for desktop, you can set yours basically as low as you want with whatever driver you have for your graphics card. But I think basically every computer should be able to do 60 hertz nowadays. Index, I think, can go down to 80 by minimum. It won't let you go lower than that. Not that you'd want to either. Why though? Why? Why would you care about having a lower refresh rate? Why is there a lower bound? Because you notice it says 60 hertz or above, not 60 hertz and below. Cars go faster with a lower refresh rate. Bear with me. Cars, provably, in VRChat racing worlds, will actually go faster if you have a lower refresh rate. And the shortest way that I can explain it is that the update, like the tick rate for things like, the application of drag and the physics of the car itself, it's applied per tick. Remember I said tick rate earlier from borrowing the term from Minecraft? I think that's probably the best way to look at it. Is that maybe not metric, but the way that's calculated is locked in based off of your refresh rate. So it happens as basically 1 over whatever your refresh rate is, I think. That's how often those scripts are applied. Now, imagine for a second that you're in a car and it's traveling, forward in a vacuum basically, and then you add 1 bit of inertia, which would be the air resistance, right? How strongly is that air resistance being applied? How is that slowing your acceleration, making it harder for you to go faster? Well, in a computer science sense, it has to be applied over and over if you think of it like basically, I mean, we're just talking about a video game here. So if you imagine that happening in a video game, basically it would be like every time you have an update to the next frame of like where the car is positioned as it's traveling, you would need to basically ask the script, how much faster should it be going versus what it was previously? And then just do that every single frame. Problem is, if that happens less frequently, right? So you if you ask it 100 times per second, then you're going to get some pretty fine-grained changes to your speed, to your acceleration there because of the air resistance. If you only ask it 10 times per second, it's going to be choppier, right? Imagine, maybe a good analogy is a avatar in VRChat, just like this one. This one has 70,000 polygons or whatever to represent, my cheeks, my face, my mouth. You could represent the same avatar with 70 polygons. It would just look really shitty, right? Because it would be very blocky. Same idea, but applied to data, or in this case, the physics of motion. So my understanding is that if you have a lower refresh rate, it has fewer data points to go off of to interpolate what your speed should be and how much drag should be applied to your car. And the effect is you basically always go faster because there's minutia to the application of drag that doesn't get picked up because your platform is actually processing it less often, so it's only asking for so much drag every now and then. Maybe that's the best way to say it, is it's only asking for drag every now and then. In this case, it'd be 60 times per second. Excuse me. Whereas if you set your computer to do something crazy like 144, you're asking it to apply drag 144 times per second. Right? Now, that is a little bit layman-ish. I have some data science background. I do not have video game development background, but that much is my understanding. So I was somewhat involved with the change of when this all went in, not in any official capacity. What I had done is I had dropped into a couple of worlds and I had done side-by-side OBS recordings of different just straight line speeds, different cars, different worlds, using the same platform but with different refresh rates, because in Steam VR you can choose your refresh rate from 80 hertz up to, in my case, I think 120, maybe 140 is the top end of mine. I think it's 120 is the top end. And what we found was that consistently every car that used a lower refresh rate would set the fastest time, or rather would reach the highest speed in the same amount of time, right? Same course, same car, different refresh rate, nothing else. That turned into basically being well, we used to have all the leaderboards were all on the same, all platforms were on the same, and it was just some drivers are just much faster than others. Come to find out, again, not naming names, but people who knew about this bug would basically just set their refresh rate really low and then have an artificially faster car. They would literally just add horsepower to their car unfairly and then just not mention it. Some people did actually include their refresh rate measures in their leaderboard times just to keep themselves honest, kind of thing. But then once there was a whole thing where we were all discussing it and it got down into the data about it, it was yeah, this is literally an unfair advantage kind of thing. These are supposed to be basically fixed setup cars. If you were looking at iRacing or ACC or something with an official series for competitions, you would have a fixed setup where nobody can change their, they can't change their engine capacity, they can't change their tires, etc. Because you might have an unfair advantage as a result. So, was that a good explanation? It didn't feel like it was a good one. I felt like it covered all the bases, but I'm also scatterbrained. I even took a second to do a little dancey thing. But long story short, there's different leaderboards because different platforms will limit you to certain refresh rates as a minimum, and people basically always go with the lowest. I think PCVR is lowest is 90 hertz and up. Since most, if you got a computer that can run this, then that can run a headset like this, then you should be able to do 90 hertz. So, yeah, I think technically speaking, based off of what I just said, Quest and desktop in that order can go faster than each other, and can go faster than PCVR drivers, except for, I'm not sure what the deal is with Quest. There is something different about it, but I don't have one to test with. But with desktop, although you can set your refresh rate to basically whatever you want, and they have it set pretty low to 60 hertz, like they should be going faster than me, like always. But thing of it is, with desktop, you have a keyboard, right? And keys have binary inputs. It's either 0 or 1. You can't steer finely like this. Like when I'm steering, I actually just use one hand and I go like this. Let me put it like this. I steer like this. I can do like little bits like that. Desktop literally goes like literally slap it, and then they just like do that over time to get a more fine-grained steering. They do the same thing with the throttle. It's either on or off, on or off, on or off. Braking, on or off, on or off. It's rough, man. So they could go faster, but they have the handicap that their inputs are not smooth in all other facets of the driving. Okay, my throat's hurting. Hopefully the explanation was interesting, informative, clear, most importantly entertaining. Let's do another run. I need water. Are the tunes good? Should I switch them? More frames to have physics added to them. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But specifically, the physics that I would assume that it's the physics of speed and drag, but it seems like the drag is where, in consistently all the cases that we tested with, drag was getting applied more frequently. So I'm wondering if it might be that the speed of the car is not calculated in much in the same loop necessarily, or I mean that wouldn't make any sense though, because like it's all still a game. It's all still happening in the game world. Like you're still running all the same scripts every tick of, you know, every new frame being written, right? In theory. But again, I don't do game dev, so I don't know if there's a possibility to have like separate loops kind of thing, like a concurrent loop that isn't tied to the tick rate. But yeah, I don't know. Me. Resident Evil 2 Sheep Girl. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Marino Motorsports 11 Fit. Hell yeah, Wolfie. Hashtag free Clyde. Come to a hashtag free Clyde show soon. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but I was gonna do a cheeky little tiny promo here. That I have a show tonight. For once in a very, very long time, I'm going to be playing a 140 set. Big dubstep, big wobbly bass, blub, 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 kind of big blub blub set. But I'm doing a funny thing where for my next like 3 or 4 bookings, I'm not playing as Clyde Machine anymore. No. I'm playing as hashtag free Clyde. Every flyer is going to have hashtag free Clyde on it, or I ain't playing. Because Clyde ain't free. Clyde ain't free. Keep that motherfucker in jail. Just get the world record by hopping the barrier. Yeah, I was like, man, if I fucking do that, everyone's gonna know. They'll never trust my time ever again. You know, blah blah blah. It would just be so bad. But yeah, 140. He needed to serve his time. Hey, man. Hey, I do not need to serve my time. I paid my debt to society, man. How you doing? Hashtag free Clyde Sheep ain't do nothing wrong. I wish I don't have all my my normal emotes or emotions on this avatar. I only have open eye and happy face, because that's all I use for racing photos. But man, I ain't done nothing wrong. I'm just a little sheep. Bah. Bah. See? What harm could I do? Why am I in jail? Anyway, let me see what else I missed in the chat. Y'all said a bunch of funny stuff. Just covered with friends because I always beat them when we added cards to our worlds too. Because I have an awful PC that can't make it past 50 frames of VRC. Fair. I'm glad that the tunes is bumping. Happy to change them if you guys want to hear anything else. But yeah. This is what we got. Wayne, hashtag free Clyde. I'm gonna get a tattoo of you saying that, dog. That's so sick. I mean, all of y'all. I'm gonna get a tattoo of all y'all saying hashtag free Clyde. Wonder if I could just get a sleeve that's literally just like a Twitter feed, just of everybody's name, avatar, and hashtag free Clyde, just as a monochrome long tattoo. That would be so fucking stupid. Don't give me ideas though. RE2 Sheep Girl was because of the mention of you having a 70 polygon model. Exactly. Yeah. See, your head's together. You got your thinking cap on today. All right. Who came to see some sheep girl driving fast? Because I did. Here, let me find the car. Let me find the car. It's not these. We talked about that earlier though. All right, I'll bring my face up. I should get the Luppet software to do the... Alright, time to beat, 401. Actually, the time to beat is... Oh, right, it's still not on the board yet. For those who are joining late, I have a record in this world of 3 minute 57 seconds. The median time for the good drivers is 3 minute 48. So we're going to try and cut 9 seconds off of our time. But we need to go reclaim our car. We crashed that fucking thing. We're gonna get a new record. This our car. S2000. Let's fucking go. But yeah, I should get the Wait, is that part of the song? Okay, yeah. I thought I heard like one of the playlist songs in the world turn on or something. I was like, that shouldn't be possible from back here. Face down on the line. Hey, I gotta turn myself around. Where's my camera at? Where you guys at? Oh, there you are. Hey, let's rock. Oh. Hopefully this is a good POV. Yeah, the model that I have here in the bottom right of the stream, I should have the racing suit version of that for these streams. Because you know I don't wear a little sleeveless sweater when I'm racing. I wear a Nomex suit. I should probably also change this to be a little bit more true to life, because while I do have a black with orange accents racing suit, it's not from Sparko, it's from Alpenstars. There we go. Alright, goal for this one, we're going to try and practice 2 corners. I'm going to do the big and small carousel, and then we're also going to do the one corner that all I did was call it the anticipation corner. I don't know how better to describe it. It's kind of nondescript. It just jumps out at me. That's all there is to it. That's why it needs practicing. Alright, Drift Sheepy is back. Gotta go. Have you guys seen MF Ghost? I haven't seen it yet because I never finished. Fuck you, damn. Well, good thing this is a practice run, huh? I never finished watching Initial D. I got through season 1, And then I think I got most of the way through the second one. Then I watched... No. I got through the first two. Then I watched the movie. And then I got to the series after that. And man, I don't know. I just did not care. Which kind of sucked because I was like super into it up until the end of the movie. And I was very like, I don't know, dude. And then I just paused and I was like, well, I can't watch MF Ghost if I haven't watched all of Initial D. So now I just enjoy the music and just imagine what's happening, you know? Just based off the little like clips in this video that I have in the background. There's just this one on YouTube. It's just like an 1.5 hour mix of all the music. And it's got like images from the anime, and like every song starts with a clip that's like relevant to when the song played. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, I'm seeing characters. I don't know their names or anything. I'm just assuming things about their life, you know? Come up with my own headcanon about them. Ah! Okay, well, I think back there was the corner that I mentioned, the anticipation corner. This one, I should come back to. I'm still putting it off. Just because I know everything I try is going to be like... There's going to be one perfect way to do it and a lot of wrong ways to do it. Whereas a lot of these other corners, there's a lot of ways to accomplish getting through them safely and quickly. Whoa. Like that one, like that accident happens from time to time, but for the most part, it's pretty easy to avoid. But let's focus on the carousels first. So previously we said we're going to do the 6th gear. There we actually start the drift. I'm doing this flat. Okay, so we can do it flat, but I think only if we scrub speed before we do that. And I don't really want to do that. I want to try and find if there's a way that I can keep that speed and then just keep a consistent drift through it. Like, I'm not trying to go... Man, come on. Since it's for a time attack, I'm not trying to do the safe thing. I'm trying to do the fast thing. If it was a race, like if we were planning for another GP, where I was going to be on the track with others, I would absolutely be going for consistency. I wouldn't be going for, like, balls to the wall, hot lap, find every tight corner that you can take as fast as you possibly fucking can. Like, that's what we're doing here. That's why I keep crashing on shit. It's like I'm trying to do all the wild shit. But if I was practicing for a race, I'd be looking for all the ways that I could, like, go offline and then come back to it, you know? Because that happens in a race. Like, if the collision is turned on, some of these worlds the collision isn't turned on, so you can actually clip through another person's car. In which case, it's basically just like a tandem time attack. But if you have collision, like, you have to avoid their cars as much as possible because, as you probably, like, if you've ever done any sim racing or anything, like, collisions with cars is a huge, like, that's going to be a day ender for you. And in VRChat, it's so finicky. You've seen that, like, when I'm just like, oh, I just, like, casually hit a barrier here and there. Look at that right there, perfect example. Like, I go flying like I'm on the moon, right? Like, if another car hit me, it would do the same thing. Like, one of us would just be going fucking crazy out the map. There's no recovery from it. So we're drowning now. I'm just gonna use this time to chat. But the way you practice changes depending on if you're trying to do just, am I going for a great time, or am I trying to go for position? Like, if I'm going for position where, excuse me, where I need to be ahead of somebody else, the way that you drive around them matters a lot. Alright, let's pretend like that didn't happen, okay? We're back. Here. Ain't my brain. Alright, we're not doing this hot lap. We're just going to practice our corners. My viewport's a little bit messed up. So I'll just play space over a little bit. I can't imagine doing these worlds without having a play space mover with the index or with Steam VR. Like if I was on a Quest and I didn't have Steam VR, I wouldn't have a good time at all. Desktop is the worst. I shit you not. There's some of these racing worlds are Quest compatible, which is relevant to players of VRChat on Android because Android only supports Quest worlds. And funny enough, you can actually do. You remember how I said like there was the different platform limits for submitting times for the leaderboards? All right, found a barrier, but not catastrophically. So the leaderboards, you have to submit your time within the rules of each platform. So what do you do with Android? Because Android, you can run VRChat on Android, and some of these worlds you can actually compete on. And my dumbass one time did actually plug in a keyboard with a USB-C cable into my phone, boot up VRChat mobile, and then proceeded to set a competitive time on fucking Android. I think it was the Lake Akane world that I went to do that, and then I did it to another world. But what we found was that instead of following the Quest platform, because even though the world is Quest, like your performance platform is just a phone, we just lumped them in with the desktop times because it did run at 60 hertz, so it was still within the desktop limits. I wasn't talking about phones. I just got so distracted. I had a tickle in my throat. It distracted me, man. Anyway, yeah, I have or had 2 records on fucking Android. Oh, what's going on with my steering? My steering lost its finesse just now. I wonder if my arm's getting tired. Because all my steering comes from my left wrist, just tilting the controller. God damn it. I've been sticking that so beautifully every time this stream, and the one time I think I am just getting tired. I'm definitely like a little bit, little sweating, a little hot right now, because the computer heats up the room whenever I'm doing a lot of these runs. And we're streaming today, so the computer's working overtime. Can we do this one? Yeah. Oh, I forgot we were supposed to do this one 6th gear. Okay, so we came to practice 2 corners, technically 3. We practiced one of them good, I think. Then the other one was trash. So we gotta do it again. Oh! Oh god. I think what I need is to get hydrated. Woo! Oh! Man. Poor showing. Alright, let's do it one more time, and if we keep making mistakes, then I'll just call a break. Don't look at that time. Don't look at it. Never happened. Nobody saw it. Nobody saw nothing. I can definitely feel my arm getting tired. because I hold my arm up and out away from my body for steering, so it doesn't bump my leg or bump the chair or anything. Alright. Alright. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to try on a bunch of these corners using a higher gear than I think that I need and see if that gets me some stability. Like even through here actually. Although that one I literally just scrubbed speed, so just bleeding speed, but we'll just do a little bit of consistency. Alright, I think the computer at the very least needs a break. I'm noticing frame drops, which are super, super disruptive. Nice and fast. Yeah. Alright. This one, let's keep it high gear actually. A little bit of throttle. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I think I've always taken that corner with some engine braking, like dropping it to 4th from 6th. And just now, I just kept it in 6th, and I noticed that the car did try to step out a little bit, but because it was in a low rev band in high gear, it actually kind of stabilized a little bit. So that might be the move. And then like as I dial it in and let's get this one right. Woo! Nice. Very fucking nice. You like that? Oh! Yeah, that never happened. Yeah, as I dial it in and get these kind of like, I'm just hitting all my marks, and like every time I'm hitting these corners, then like they're like clockwork, then I can start trying to eke out a little bit more speed like that by keeping higher speed, being in a higher rev band, coming out of corners like that. But if I'm just wrecking against all of them, it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter how fast you're going when you wreck, like you're still wrecking. Let's do this on high gear too, see what happens. Oh, Jesus. Hey, we saved 4 7/10 of a second off of that one. That's pretty alright. I think that'll be comparable to my current best time, actually, if we finish this clean. Let's see what we do. Woo! Man, the wind in my hair. I wish I could look at the camera and see what it looks like. But I'm too scared to mess it up. Alright, keep it controlled. High gear. Controlled. High gear. Yeah. See, through turns like that, we could definitely go faster, but... Hey! 355! Woo! I'll tell you what, that's not competitive, but I'll fucking take it. Let's go. That's not competitive to the kind of racers I'm trying to go up against, but shit. Let me see. There's no way to drive from here. I want to take the car with me is what's happening. But there's no way to drive from here to the spawn. So I'll just respawn. Or we fly. Let's fly together, actually. I haven't shown enough of that. Let me see. How do? Make it fly, and then local, I think. There. Yeah, now you can see what we're doing. Let me see. Wait, can I put this behind me? Oh, that's not how that works. Damn. Alright, well, let's go flying. We're going to find where the spawn is, like actually on the map. So right now you're seeing the start of the course. Let's turn ourselves a little bit. That's where we just came from. Come on, jetpack. don't see it, guys. I don't see it. Where's the spawn at? Based on my intuition about how worlds work and some things that I've seen with the menu system in the world, I think wherever the origin is for the world is pretty far from where the spawn is. Don't worry, I look like I'm falling, I look like I'm panicking, but I'm not. I'm cool. We're cool as a cucumber, guys. If I was spawn, yo guys, I'm lost, bro. I don't know where the fuck we are. I have no idea where the fuck we are, guys. Where are we? Alright, we're respawning. Hey, we made it! Amazing! We made it back! Alright. Let's see. Let's get a picture real quick. You have to take a picture of your times. Up. Make it go like this. Wait, does that actually... Is that right? 45 frames per second? The thing I mentioned earlier is specifically about refresh rate. It's not your frames per second, so it's totally fine if my frames drop. Thankfully for everybody. Because, of course, that happens a lot, but I'm a little surprised that mine would be dropping that much. Like, my shit should be fine. Alright. I gotta look at the chat. What the chat saying? What the chat saying? Oh, it's just these people talking. Oh, it's just these people. That'd be awful expensive. I love it. To do what? To do what, friend? I'm sorry, I didn't keep up with the chat. Why doesn't this racing outfit have the Eepy Sheepy sticker? Does it? Or does it? Let's find out. I'm gonna give you permission to look at me. Just look wholesomely, if you will. Ha! Ha! Do you see it? Do you see it? I have to shake my head around. Hold on. I don't have short hair on this avatar, although realistically I should. Hold on. Hold on. We're trying to look at my back right now, not my backside. Oh. Do you see it? That's my back. As you can see, you can't. You can't see the sticker, but I put it back there a long time ago. There you go, Wolfie. Got you covered. Jesus. Vroom vroom, Nomex mentioned rah. Yeah, real shit. Or rather, the Alpenstars has their own like custom fabric for the suit that I have, where it's it's equivalent to a 3-layer suit, but it's a 1-layer, I think, and it's still SFI rated. Blah, blah, blah. I haven't tested it. I'm gonna jump into a fire and test it. You know, see how many seconds I last, kind of thing. But eyes on the road, guy. Just like real life, real shit. Yeah. Is my name in VRChat? Hold on. Kitty Gaming Memory is my name in VRChat. Is oh, gotcha. I hate when misgrammar happens. Fair, man. Well, welcome in. I hope you enjoying it. We're just going fast today. Sleepy, sheepy. I got back at the perfect time. I gotta look for a little bit. All right, good hanging with you. Sorry, I'm not regularly active in the chat. It's hard to keep an eye on the chat while I'm into headset and racing. But this time right here, I want to. So we already got a picture of it. Let me double check, make sure we actually did. Because I do want to submit it. Because I'm probably not going to do a better time today. Yeah. But because we can't, I want to see where this actually puts us on the board. But because of a goofy thing about how the world works, we can't actually switch back to the PCVR board. So we can see how we stack up against desktopies, but those aren't the ones we're looking for. Let's rejoin. And you'll get music while we reload. And we back. Gotta set my steering settings first. This is like the one thing that you can change. You can't change anything about the fixed setup cars. But the big thing that people always change when they're doing time attacks, racing, whatever, is the steering sensitivity. I don't think it's like a cheat code or anything, but all right. Looks like we got some good news, friends. So it looks like our 3:55 time from earlier, since we just rejoined the world, it won't show up anymore. But we have a photo of it for proof. 3:55.7, I think it was, puts us just at number 7 on the PC VR board. Let me take a look at the overall board. Even though the... Oh, right, I don't have Discord open, hold on. Even though... I'll give you my face while we're chatting. So even though the different platforms have their own leaderboards for tracking the refresh rate limits, the times are still combined onto a unified leaderboard, but not in the world. It's in the Discord server for VRCCC. Let me take a look. Oh, somebody pinged me over there. What the? Don't be adding me. Stay out of my mentions. I'm gonna pop up at your house if y'all pop up in my mentions. Where is it? Hiroshima Expressway. Okay, so the entry time for the overall board is 3 minutes 50 seconds by my buddy Shio9. Shout out my buddy Shio. I was gonna message you yesterday actually, and I forgot to do that. 3 minute 50.73 seconds. So we got another 5 seconds to shave off, but I mean, some of them corners, you saw how slow I was taking those, so you know. Alright. Let me see. Let's drop that here. Alright, friends. Let's do this. How long have we been streaming? About an hour and 45 minutes. I'm gonna take another 15 and do like one good lap, and then I'm gonna dip out. Get myself something to eat, get ready for the show tonight at Ramen Collective. We're in the ramen alleyway. Let's race. Alright, shopping mall. Give me the AB2. Camera, come here. People trying to see. That's a little too fisheye. Alright. I always turn on the headlights even if it's a daytime world. Let's roll. Spitfire, burning flame. Alright. Oh god, oh god. Let's crash before you even start the time trial. Here we go. Hitting this about 240 kilometers per hour. It's pretty decent. My hot laps always come down to about that speed to start. No! Starting really strong, guys. We're starting real strong. Okay, you didn't see the... Hold on, we're bringing it back. Oh, I don't think you can hear it, but I think this is the last song of the soundtrack. I call this the Oomphy song because, like, the picture looks like it's all Oomphys. Yeah, it's the Oomphy song. The picture on the video is all Oomphys, I assume, from the cast of the anime. And it's just a real cutie song. I'd turn it up, but we gotta go fast. Oh no, I forgot to... Oh my god, dude. I forgot to reset the time attack, so the timer's still going from the last messed up run. RIP. This is how it goes. You spend a couple hours doing these time trials, and then you start making silly mistakes like that. Alright. Resetting simply involves hop out the car, hop back in. Alright, let's rock on out of here. That's the sound we wanted. Excuse me. Weight management. Gotta be careful throwing around the car. Woo! Yeah, definitely using a higher gear was the move with those corners. For stability, anyway. I think I could probably go faster with a lower gear, though. I think one of the places that I lost 5 seconds off of Shio's time is probably basically like right there. Slowing down for that little corner there, because like I don't know how to take it any faster, safer, you know. But we parted out. We practiced certain segments until we get them good. Then we move on to other segments. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm just gonna... Let's, what up, Club Dolly? What up, Derelict? Let's go back. We're gonna start that one over. God damn. Alright, we're gonna do one run without the music and then we're done. What is that music? Oh, right, I have a playlist. I didn't realize I moved into a different video. Okay. No music, cold lap. Let's do it. What I said earlier, you can't turn the car in the air. Lost 3 seconds off of whatever our last time was, but let's go make up time elsewhere. Whew. This feels like a leisurely drive. Since I haven't been looking at the clock at each of the checkpoints on any of my previous runs, it's like I said, like my times were so shit, I was like, well, not really any point in worrying too much about like how much I'm improving on them. Just wait for, you know, getting some good solid laps in, then we'll worry about it. I don't know which, like whenever I see it, we hit a checkpoint. Oh, shit. Well, that's a throwaway run then. Anytime we hit a checkpoint, I actually don't know if the time is like a good one or not. Like, I don't know how much it is off of my personal best, since we rejoin the world. We won't get the actual readout for it, so it'll show you time, it just won't show you like a relative time, like here's the delta from your best. So we'll have to start getting an idea of where those are landing. Fuck. Damn. I guess this is just a practice run. And also just enjoy the scenery kind of run. Oh. See, that's why we don't look at the camera while we're driving. I'm actually just going to do a scenic drive. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. We got a record time for us. We got a personal best, 3 minute 55 second. We'll go submit that, and then we're gonna go get ourselves ready for the show tonight. Come through in VRChat. I don't know if there is a Twitch stream. I'm not familiar with Ramen Collective's shows, but come through, and we will make it a vibe. I will cut up some of the footage that you've been watching here to use as visuals tonight. That's a joke. I probably won't do that, but it would be kind of funny if I did. It's all gonna be 140 music. Come through for a very unusual set for me. Definitely gonna be a vibe, just a different vibe from usual. Should be good. I'm still going to bring the energy even though I'm sick. All my stuff's charged up. My yerbas are in the fridge getting chilled. I'm going to be on my water. I was practicing the set yesterday, and I was definitely like feeling good. Like the songs are definitely like getting me moving, and it felt good to be bouncing around. So, expect me to be moving. Moving and having a good time, and I hope you do as well. Let me grab the camera. We'll do a little goodbye right in front of the camera, wherever it went. Hold on. Yeah, found the people. You're the people. Here, let's do it like this. Don't mind I'm standing on my tippy toes. That happens. That happens to sheep girls in half body in a partially Vroid avatar. There's a Merino head on a Vroid body. What can you do? Wait. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming by. Thanks for helping me get a new record, and then hopefully we'll get a even better one later soon. I don't know if I might be streaming tomorrow. Chimp will actually be returning home sometime tomorrow, so I'll probably be occupied with that. And then I have an IRL activity to do in the evening, so you might see another stream out of me sometime in the next day. Probably the same deal. pushing a time attack world. Might not be this one. I've been having fun with this one. It's definitely giving me something to work on. But I might do a different one. There's a lot to choose from. There's a few that I really enjoy. This is just my most recent favorite. There's some that I really want to do long runs on, take you guys on the journey for trying to get a personal best time on those. There's one that I like to consider like, where's my hands at? There's one that I consider like my track, just because I really, really like it. But it's actually rather similar to this one. It's the Kobe Expressway track. I might do a stream of that next time we do a stream. So instead of coming back to this one, I might like come back to this one plus show that one off. It's very similar in that it's a very long running, like you do a lot of drifts around wide curves, and then you have the occasional little chicane here and there. But it has this really gorgeous sunset look to it. A lot of these racing worlds, like, they look passable, but their focus is on the time attack itself, right? So like the looks aren't necessarily like the biggest focus. But that one just looks so nice. It's just a good world. And it has a wonderful cars to choose from as well. The car in there that I use is a Mercedes-Benz SLS, which is pretty tight. It's a funny one. But we'll leave that for another stream. Thank you for joining me on this one. We're gonna go to the top. We're gonna go to the top. We're gonna go so fast. Okay, maybe not the top, but we're gonna post better times. We're gonna post good times. We're gonna have fun. You're gonna see me spin out. You're gonna see me fly and shit. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. Yeah. Show up to the show tonight at Ramen Collective in a place called the Ramen Alleyway. Expect a 140 set. I believe it's a 40-minute set. I'm on at like 10 or 10:15 p.m. Pacific time. But the show starts at, I think, 8 or 7:30 or 8 Pacific time. Catch me on Twitter to find the details. I'll share them here in a second. Until next time, I'll see you around. Goodbye. Goodbye.